Hello YouTubers, my name's Anthony Pritchard and I am your host of the Denver YouTube Professionals. Today we've got a guest host, Brian G. Johnson. Woohoo! That's me! And the title of our show is Interactive Buttons and Hidden Features Inside of Creator Studio that can help you grow your channel and drive more traffic to your website. Brian, thanks for joining me today.
Hey, we're going to have a lot of fun. It's great to be here. Let's do this thing.
Absolutely. I am all about helping businesses use video to better communicate. And, that's internally and externally. And you have been on a real march to gain subscribers in the last few months. So I'm really excited to have you on the show because I know that if we can all grow our subscribers like you have, we can get more traction to our message. So tell us a little bit about what we're going to talk about today and introduce yourself to the YouTubers who haven't met you before.
Awesome. Well, my name is Brian G. Johnson. I'm an online entrepreneur, author, speaker, blah, blah, poodle wrangler. All right. And what I do is I really like to help people to stake their claim, to decide that they're going to move forward and get the results that they're after in their business. Not just to hope or want or dream, but to decide that it shall be and to stake their claim. And we do that by amplifying our message. So much information is shared every day, but to be able to amplify our message is powerful, and that helps us to inspire action.
Yeah, and you've really taken on video and YouTube specifically as one of those tools. I know that video communicates, so much stronger over the internet. And so tell us some of the ways or some of the reasons that you've gone ahead and gone this direction.
Well, for me, I've done video for many years. I've been on YouTube, I've had a cooking channel, I've had a channel about marketing about 3 times, and what I'm doing now is actually brand new, and I always saw video as really a powerful way to communicate a message that makes it really easy for those other people that are looking for what I have to offer to connect with, to understand. It's much more powerful than a blog post, and you really get to connect with the person, what they're all about. And I can remember getting started with the flip camcorder, years ago, and today we've got the phones, and that's really my start and how I got things started, and it's just been a lot of fun, and it's effective.
Yeah, I think we have similar backgrounds, actually. I started in corporate sales, and I was trained to make, several introductions every day, and to make several phone calls every day. And I really got burned out of that whole corporate scene because it was inauthentic and ingenuine, and I didn't enjoy the task itself. So I left corporate America and I went into construction, and I did the same thing. I turned the flip cam on myself,
boom,
walked through the construction project because I was already comfortable walking through a construction project, similar to you probably were at walking through a kitchen.
Indeed.
And all of a sudden, people started following us, started connecting with us, started asking questions, and because we provided video evidence that we could do what we said we could do.
Indeed.
It's called social proof today.
Yes.
And the best way to do that is with video. Today what we're going to do is put buttons on our video screen.
Indeed. That
people can interact with, and we can direct them to several different places to engage with us further.
Absolutely, super powerful. One of the things I love about YouTube is, number one, it gives us a platform to get our videos online, to create an archive of content, and ultimately to create that content so people find it. That's powerful. And at the end of the day, what we want to do then is we want to inspire action, and we can do that by using these cards. There's a number of different, we have the YouTube cards, which are cool. They're actually mobile. We'll talk more about that. And we also can add annotations, which are a little bit more old school. They're going away, but both are really powerful. We can send people to a website. We can send people to another video. We can send them to our channel. We can actually ask for money. Now that's kind of cool. Donations, do all kinds of stuff. We can poll our audience, and being able to communicate in that manner, to ask for feedback, to send people to other places, that's the power that we have at our fingertips. And it's free $99. I mean, that's a pretty good price, right? I mean,
yeah, you're right. Absolutely. You said a good thing. YouTube is a video archive.
Yes.
It's like a video library for the different categories of services that maybe we provide. And we can segment our services into these playlists. We can send people to playlists through these interactive buttons. And I've heard a statistic that since YouTube is the largest video repository in the world, over 300 hours of video get uploaded to YouTube every minute.
Yeah, but that's okay because we know some super secret ingredients that we can use to make sure that our videos get found.
Right.
And we can grow our audience. We can sell more products. Powerful stuff. But yeah, 300 minutes, it's a big platform. And it's a lot of fun. At the end of the day, it's so creative to be able to think of ideas and different ways to express yourself and then put that to the archive, upload it to your website, send people from YouTube to your website.
Yeah, and you're a really good personality and a creative person. And I think that's what this marketing technique does the most. I mean, when I was using it, I could get found for remodeling in Inglewood.
Sure.
But I couldn't get found for remodeling in the United States.
Sure.
Because that's just really how it works. And it's kind of like the law of attraction, too. We can't be everything to everyone, but we can be something to the people that we can serve the best.
Absolutely, and what's exciting is that maybe today you can only rank for Inglewood, but tomorrow with the right strategies, with the right tactics, with a little bit of amplification, who knows what's possible. And there are YouTubers right now that have 40 million subscribers, that are making millions of dollars on ad revenue, that have deals that are absolutely incredible because of the power and the reach. And one of the things I always like to mention about YouTube and video is that if you're a social media marketer, if you want to grow your business, one of the things we want to think about is our discoverability score.
Yeah.
The heck is what discoverability score? Well, what I like to do is think about the content that you published. How many people are finding that online? And are they coming to your website or your social profile? And no platform has the power that YouTube does because it's an archive and it ranks for years and years. We could search right now for video editing software and we'd see videos that were published 3 years ago. Now, if you think about that opportunity to publish videos today that can draw people to your business 3 years from now, that's pretty powerful.
It's called an evergreen product.
Excited about that.
Yeah, and so what Brian's saying is don't start big, start small and grow big incrementally. Has that been your strategy with your new channel?
No, my strategy is to get as big as possible today. But I mean, we all start from the same spot.
Right.
And I think we have to be brave enough to understand that, it's not going to be tomorrow is the 4th of July. I mean, it actually kind of was, but there's going to be some effort and there's going to be some hurdles. But if you stick with it, if you stake your claim and decide it shall be, poof, who knows what just might happen.
Correct. So when you say stake your claim, what you're saying is carve a niche.
Decide, when is it going to work? I hope it's going to work. I wonder when I'm going to get the followers. Decide that it will be and act in that manner, and those people around you will be attracted to that.
Right.
And you will grow a following.
Just like the law of attraction.
I guarantee.
We attract the people that we are most alike or that we're most benefiting.
Absolutely, and I think as a human being, we want to be around greatness. We want to see people strive, and there's something cool about that, Also having fun, I don't think we need to take things so darn seriously, and we can loosen up a little bit and have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
Well, who doesn't want a little bit more fun in their life?
Right. I'm a little goofy, and I kind of like that about myself. I can tell you're, in the same category. That's why I invited you on the
whatever
show.
Yes, sure.
So
I've been called worse.
Why don't we dive in and show people what we're talking about?
Okay, awesome.
with the channel. Now this is a channel that I just set up recently. I divided the Denver YouTube Professionals from my own personal channel and created its own brand new channel so that it can have a life of its own and it can be managed by multiple users. And the thing that we've got to do before we can do these annotations and these cards, these interactive buttons, is we've got to associate our website with our YouTube channel. And for some, that can be the biggest hang up for getting started. I don't know about you, but it took me several weeks before I was able to figure out the DNS and the TXT and the A.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to just walk people through this step by step right now so that they can associate a YouTube channel with the website and then be allowed to create those interactive buttons which send people to any page on their website, not just the home page. But you could create landing page after landing page and direct people to those landing pages from any video that they publish on their channel.
Absolutely.
So if we navigate to the up top side of our channel, we get to the video manager. We'll click on the video manager, and on the left-hand side, we will, we're still waiting for YouTube.
Wi-Fi.
Pardon the patience.
So as that loads,
yeah, that's why I invited you on, so you could fill for the slow Wi-Fi. Thank you. And you're good at this, so help me navigate.
Well, let's just think about this. So I'm going to throw this out there. The website Fiverr.
Right.
I bet you there's a dude in some country that can make that happen for $5. So, it might be an idea that if it's technically challenging, that you outsource it to someone on Fiverr, or just have someone that you pay a couple $100 a month and they help you with the techie stuff. And that's really a great way. At the same time, I can see that we're back on the, so dashboard.
On the left-hand side, I'm going to the channel tab, and then I'm scrolling down to the advanced button. And then down near the bottom of the page, we've got the associated website.
That's what we want, and I can see it's pending.
So, I typed in
Denver YouTube Professionals.
The new domain name that I just purchased last night from Google Domains for $12. And that's right here. Just purchased it with Google. Google has its own domain name service now. As you can tell, it's still in beta. And then I'm toggling over here to the instructions. The instructions right here where it says, verify that I own the site. And
you can do this, buddy.
And
I believe in you.
I went through it 5 times last night to make sure I could do it. Over here under domain name provider, under the verification methods, I can choose the domain name provider that I purchased my domain name through. And you can see there's a long list of them here. So Google Domains is the one I chose. And it gives me directions to add a TXT record. So I copy this. And I add a TXT record in the DNS category of the domain name registrar. So that's where I'm at, down here. And I'm going to go from an A name to a TXT name.
TXT, file. Oops. It's his show. I shouldn't do that.
No, you can, please correct me. I'm not a DNS professional. I'm a YouTube professional.
I'm not a professional.
Okay, so now I've added this TXT record to my domain name provider. And what I'll do is go back here and verify that I've associated the website.
Weren't
able to.
Wah.
Okay, I'm going back here and going refresh.
Okay,
and
you got
saving.
You got 45 seconds until the B to the G kicks in.
I think it actually says in the directions that it can take up to 24 hours.
Okay,
I did this last night.
Good.
It worked last night. Please believe me.
It's all good.
All right. No, maybe I have to save this.
Okay, so you do this, And it's all good. Let's move on now.
And we can, like you're saying, hire
Someone for
an
$5
assistant to do it.
And then we can like goof around more.
Right, because that's a lot more fun.
And make a video. That's a good idea. Oh wait, we're making a video to Inception twice.
Okay, well, that was going to allow me to go and
to do the cards?
to put the cards in.
Well, we can look at my channel.
Should we do that?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We can.
Good job, Tracy.
Do you want to log in, or should?
Oh, I don't think we need to necessarily log in. I think we can just, maybe we can, or who knows. Let's just talk about it a little bit first. So what I'm going to do is...
You know what, I pulled up a video that this gal from Google was going to explain it to us, so that I didn't have to.
We're better than that.
Yeah, she's got some good points. Why don't we let her hit on a few points?
Okay.
We'll let her do her thing.
Hi, I'm Miley Oye. I'm a member of Google's Webmaster Support team, here to help you choose the verification method in Webmaster Tools that's easiest for you. All methods discussed in this video can lead to the same successful verification. Once you've selected your method of choice, please then navigate to the resources available to guide you through the specific verification process. Verifying ownership of your site in Webmaster Tools provides you and Google a secure channel for giving and receiving information. For example, Google can show you more confidential information, such as the search queries that bring visitors to your site. And by verifying ownership, you'll have privileges to do things like adjust geo-targeting settings to associate your site with the audience of a particular country. Verification doesn't affect your site's performance in Google search results. By now, you've likely added your site in Webmaster Tools. Your site is where you tell your friends or customers to go to see your content, and should match what is seen in the browser. All types of sites are eligible for verifying ownership with Google Webmaster Tools. A site can include a subdomain or hostname like mysite.example.com, or it can be the domain without a www like www.example.com, or the domain without the www like example.com, or a subdirectory like www.example.com/mysite, or www.example.com/subdirectory mysite, or some combination. There are some cases, such as if you're using Blogger, Google Sites, or a hoster or provider who integrated with Webmaster Tools, when your site may be automatically verified on your behalf. You're all set and can start exploring Webmaster Tools. If not, let's figure out the right method for you to verify ownership. Verifying ownership means proving to Google that you, in fact, own the site and aren't, say, a competitor trying to gain access to valuable statistics and information. For more beginner-level site owners, especially if you haven't had a chance to try it out before, verification can be a little tricky. The good news is that once you're a verified owner, you can easily delegate other owners or managers of your site without their having to go through the same process. There are several methods to verify ownership. There's a recommended method that may be the easiest. And then there are also more and alternate methods. For those who have several sites to verify, such as a multinational site that has de.example.com, jp.example.com, and say us.example.com, you can select the option Domain Name Provider. If you don't see your provider listed, select Other. For all other site owners, let's look at this drop-down list as well. Please check for your provider. Your domain provider or registrar is commonly the company from whom you purchased your domain and where your website is hosted. If you see your provider, using the customized directions listed is usually the easiest way to verify ownership. If you didn't see your provider, or if that method was unsuccessful for you, then let's talk about the HTML file upload method. HTML file upload is a good option for those who can easily upload files to their root directory, meaning the first or main directory of their site. For example, if my site is www.example.com, I would upload an HTML file to my root directory at www.example.com/ and then my file here. Or if my site is mysite.example.com/subdirectory, then my root directory would be at mysite.example.com/subdirectory my file here. If you're a site owner who can upload files from either your site administration tool or by FTP,
I'll tell you what, I'll make a tutorial and it'll be a lot more fun than that. So I'm just, because I was ready to slip my wrist and like draw a bath.
It is a little bit dry. I agree with you there. Verifying your site is part of Webmaster Tools, which allows you to see even more information, which is what she was going to go into, about how people find your site through organic search, which is really important.
Very exciting, and I'm glad you said that because we should talk about some of this, like if we have time, I don't know, but there's this secret double probation, like if you know how to get into the analytics of YouTube, and you can see all the search terms you're ranking for, and then you add them to your videos in a very specific manner, and you amplify your message in your video like it's getting 300, but we should first talk about the cards.
Okay.
It's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool though.
We're on the topic of Webmaster Tools.
Okay.
Should we dive right in?
Well, we could, sure. Let's just do that. So
Okay.
let me just take full control because just what's going to happen.
And in the meanwhile, I can help
sign out.
that take place. Brian.
No, let's just talk about it. We don't need to do it. So here's the thing, okay? So you can download an app. Does everybody have the Google YouTube or the YouTube app on their phone? I'm talking to the cameras. Yes?
I have it.
Do you guys have it, though, for real? So you download the app, and if you go into analytics, you can pull up the video section, and you see all your videos, and then you go to the Discover tab, and it shows you the keywords that you're ranking for. Really helpful, very simple.
Okay.
Now what's even more exciting is that it shows the percentage of traffic that's coming into your site from those keywords. And what I did with one of my better ranking videos was I took a look at the most searched for search terms that were driving traffic that I wasn't really leveraging in my title. Does that make sense? And then what I did was I took that keyword and I added it to my video. And now today, that search term drives, I think it's about 10% of the traffic to that video, which is getting like 200 or 300 views a day. And it's just by really taking a look at what I'm already doing good at, but I could really easily improve. And all you have to do is dig around in the analytics app that YouTube makes available.
So it's a good thing to associate your YouTube channel to your website.
Yeah, in fact,
Not just for interactive buttons, but also for keywords and this super double secret. What did you call it?
Yeah, it's a super secret double probation. Like if people know, then like if you look here at, can we make that go over there?
Sure. Yeah, Mike, pull that one up.
So if you look at the #1 rankings for iMovie app, when I first launched that video, I targeted iMovie app tutorial, and that was it. And my goal was to only rank for that one search term because YouTube's really competitive. But if you really dig down into the search engine, one of the things you might not have ever clicked on, in fact, I know I'm not supposed to talk to the audience, but I already screwed it up. So how many people here, let's take a poll, an official poll.
Yeah.
How many people here have clicked on the button that says filters on the YouTube search engine? Raise your hand. Wow, you guys are really smart. That was like 45%. And if you look at that, it's sorted by relevancy. So if you find a search term that's relevant and not a lot of other people are targeting it, you can easily drive traffic. So that's what I started off with was iMovie tutorial. And then after I dug through my analytics, I added some additional keywords, and it did really well.
What happens when you click that filter button?
Yeah, there you go. I keep looking for it up there, but so yeah, you can see it right here. So we have sort by relevance, upload date, view count, and rating. So nobody ever clicks it unless you're a YouTuber and you're hoping to the YouTube gods that you get traffic to your videos, and then you pay attention. But if you then look at the relevancy of the videos that are already on the page, and this is where we're starting to go pretty deep. But if you notice, there's not a lot of other video. Oh, that's right, it's backwards. You'll notice there's not a lot of other videos that use the word app in their title. Right. I mean, it's pretty simple stuff. It's not total rocket science, but it's pretty effective. So I had a brand new channel with 0 subscribers, with 0 authority, with 0 Google love, but I targeted a term that people weren't really targeting, and I had a high relevancy score, and that allowed me to get some initial views coming in. And then later I added additional keywords. Like the next step was I added iPhone, iPad, iOS. And then later I looked at the analytics and I saw that I was getting traffic for how to use iMovie. And that's when I added it to my title. And now, just for the fun of it, let's just see what happens. I hope this works because it would be really embarrassing, but how to use iMovie.
There it is.
Oh, number 3, that's pretty good. High five!
All right. Way to throw down, Brian.
That's some pretty cool stuff that's pretty easy to implement and allows you to, grow fast.
Right. That's what we want to do.
Because who wants to grow slow?
No.
That's no fun.
That's no fun. So I'll dive into
the cards.
The cards.
Yeah.
And the interactive buttons. And to do that, we need to open up a video itself. So I'll go ahead and open one of our categories called the local scene with Scoop Nemeth. There he is. Very dapper in the
very sharp
turtleneck and
very sharp young
overcoat.
man.
And so, we got to sign in because you signed me out. So I'll just sign me in real quick.
Technical difficulties.
It's okay. No problem. Pardon the interruption. Go. Do it. It's happening. I think we're already inside that same video we were in. Mm-hmm. And this is the editing button, which most of us are familiar with when we do upload a video, where we can control the title, the description, and the meta tags. And then we've got the advanced settings where we talk about the location, the language, and the license that we're using. But at the top are the annotations and the cards. And like you said earlier, annotations are a little bit more basic and rudimentary or old school.
Well, and one thing to consider is that they're going to go away.
That's what we've heard. It's a rumor.
Well, and the other thing to take into consideration is that the cards are mobile friendly.
Right.
So I like the cards, but they're
And at the end of next month.
So do you think, in your opinion, that cards will take on the functionality of annotations? Because right now,
maybe.
They don't do the same thing.
Why not?
Well, cards are stuck into one part of the screen.
That's true, but they do the same thing.
Except
you can't move them around.
I can't like point here or there or
yeah, you can. You point to you say you get a card
to the right location.
Yeah, but if you go like this way though.
Right.
Yeah.
Camera.
No, left.
Camera left.
Yeah. Don't say right again, okay?
Screen right.
Don't say right.
All right, well, let's mess around here and go ahead and throw one in. We've got 5 different options: speech bubble, note, title, spotlight, and label.
I know you like Spotlight.
Well,
you're pretty excited about
Spotlight's fun
Spotlight.
because I can create something in my editor that's graphically appealing, and then throw that screen over the top. That's what a spotlight is. So let's throw that. Let's say we put a spotlight over the YouTube local scene right there.
Yeah.
And we could pretend that Scoop was saying, click on the button right here. So let's draw down and see how we can actually draw this out for as long as we'd like. It could actually stay up there the entire time if we want.
Right.
But we really only want it up there until it ends. So if we draw it down here and see where that turns off, then we can stop the annotation at that spot. And then we can link that annotation, that interactive button, to a number of things. We can link it to another video.
That's cool.
We can link it to a playlist, which is a collection of videos.
Awesome.
Any channel on YouTube.
Like Brian G. Johnson TV.
Yeah, we could link it to yours, or you could.
I mean, it would be a little awkward. It would be like it got hijacked because it says YouTube local scene.
Yeah. So maybe some of the local scene audience would appreciate some of.
Oh, that's true. Wait a minute, I'm local.
Yeah. Right. A Google Plus profile page.
Oh, that's cool. I've never done that. There you go.
A subscribe. So click on the button to subscribe.
Yep.
A crowdfunding project. Mm-hmm. And then if we would have associated this channel, we would have seen an associated website right here.
Right, and that's just another option that pops up. Mm-hmm. And then we can link to our website or a landing page, and we can grow a list, we can sell a product, which, by the way, I got to tell you, I know a lot of people in the audience have done well with leveraging the power of YouTube to sell products, and I've done real well and build a list, so it's pretty neat that we can do that.
Yeah, you can give away freemiums, for example.
Freemiums, or you can
build a list.
You can promote a product that people are snatching up like hotcakes. Like, let's say Jeff Walker is launching product launch formula. You can target that search term, and then rank for it, and then offer a bonus and $1,200.
Got it.
$1,200. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Wow.
And then you can link from the
Sounds like a whole
video
nother
to
category.
your bonus page because of associated website.
Right. Well, let's look at another annotation. How about a note? I've used notes before. Have you used notes?
Not in a while because I just edit everything on the screen, but I used to.
So this is,
this is like little message.
If before you dive into editing, you could say, click here to subscribe.
Right, click here to subscribe, exactly. Or you could say I flubbed up there and said something and I should have said, who knows, you could put whatever you want there.
Yeah. You can change the text font size.
And the color.
And the color.
And the background.
And the background. So let's make it a red.
There you go. That's what I always did too. Red with the white, it stands out.
And then we can throw that right over Scoop's chest. How about that?
There you go.
Just punch him right in the chest to subscribe to the Denver YouTube Professionals.
In fact, I actually did that with all my old channels when I launched my new one. As I went through and I used some special software and I used an annotation and I copied it across hundreds of videos to send people to the new channel. And it just goes to show you, like, being honest, it didn't drive that much traffic. And I think it's important to, just sometimes say that this isn't working and I'm going to start again. And this, if you want to grow a YouTube channel, there's a lot of things you need to do in order to make that happen. And it helps some, but, YouTube's an interesting beast. It's a good thing you're here to help people and guide them through.
Yeah, well, and I'm learning just as much as I'm teaching what I know because it's changing itself every day. I think now you can associate more than one website when you didn't used to just a year ago.
Indeed.
And you can have multiple users on a YouTube channel where you weren't able to have that just a year ago.
That's really cool. You can have people help you manage, upload. There is a lot of time that takes once the video is done if you want to add in the kind of things that can help you out, like these annotations and whatnot. And I personally made the decision when I started that I was going to do some of that, but I wasn't going to go overboard because I rather push out a new video. And my goal is every day to publish a video. And Casey Neistat, like, holy smokes, I don't know how that guy does it because I've done about 40 in about 50 days, and it's like, So that's
Yeah.
that's what I do. You know, you can spend your life here, but I rather just make another video
Yeah.
and tell them like subscribe. You know, you can make it simple too. So it's cool.
Any other things with the annotations itself
Well,
that we should
one
look
of
at?
one of the things that we talked about that we wanted to cover is I think it's really important to really identify what you want to achieve and what are your goals with the social media sites you use. Like you can send people to your website. That's great. What are they going to do when they get there? So if you've got a product for sale, awesome. If you've got an opt-in where they can subscribe, awesome. But if you don't, and there's a lot of people that are getting started, why are you going to send them to something that's half-baked? When instead you can send them to another one of your videos, or you can send them to your channel, and you can mention subscribing. And one of the things that is neat is you can actually, and we can talk about this, I think this would be real helpful, is you can select, let's go back up here, annotation, yeah, it would be
Right there.
I haven't done this in so long. Is it annotation or cards? Let's go
Cards.
into cards, maybe.
Right. Now,
And-
cards is pretty new. It's about a year old, would you say?
Yeah, so let's talk about cards first, and then we'll start going deeper. So the neat thing about cards, like I mentioned, is that they're mobile friendly. So when someone's watching your video on their iPhone, you can add a card, and basically what happens is there's a little eye that pops up in the right-hand screen, and when the card pops, you're going to get a little bit of text. So
Teaser.
A teaser text is what it's called. Excellent. And the teaser text is just that, and you can use that to direct them again to your website or to another video. So what I've done is I often will pass someone from one video to the next, and my goal right now is to grow a subscriber base. And one of the things I mentioned earlier was like, what is your goal? What do you want to accomplish? And for me, I want to grow a subscriber base. I want to have a following because just having that is social proof.
Well, they say that more than 60% of your views come from subscribers, right?
Well, I don't think so. To be honest, I don't think that's the case. Well, it's really dependent on the video, right? So I say no because I'm thinking of some of my more popular videos that are ranking well in YouTube, and they're driving 300 views a day. So those videos are being dominated by non-subscribers. Now, on the other hand, you might come out with a video that is more of a sales pitch, and it might not do really well in YouTube, in the search engine. There might not be a keyword that people would search for. So your subscribers are going to see that. And that's kind of where we get to the, like, what's your course of action? What are you trying to accomplish? By having a large subscriber base, when it is time for me to sell something, I can create a video and send it out to 25,000 people or 50,000 or 100,000, and that's really powerful. So that's kind of my goal right now, and that's how I'm using the cards and the annotations to move people really from my video to my channel. And one of the things that's really neat is you can actually create a special link for your channel. I don't know if did anybody see, I did a video the other day and my subscribers loved it. And it basically was a hack where you add a little bit of code to the end of your subscriber link, and then it puts a pop-up. So if someone clicks the link, it literally pops up and says, do you want to confirm that you're going to subscribe to this channel? So it's kind of a call to action, and it really has significantly improved my subscriber rate. And that's kind of a neat thing you can do, and you can do that inside of a card. So you can say, I want to send them to my channel, and then you select a specially coded link and so on.
That sounds great. Can you provide me an interactive button to that video?
I can. So if we look at like this one right here, my iMovie, is it working? I think this internet's powered by
Donkeys?
like little squirrels maybe. Okay, so it's not doing anything at all.
Well, because
Yeah, it is. There it is.
Yeah.
I was looking over here.
Just one finger at a time with
Yeah,
the.
pretty, Boy, that's slow. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty cool. And I thought it was coming up. No.
I was going to ask you a question about cards. Did we jump outside of cards yet?
No, it's still around. One of those tabs had verify ownership.
You moved over here.
Oh.
Well, here it is. Adding a card.
Adding a card.
Similar to the annotations.
Yeah.
We've got video playlist, channel, poll. That's new.
Poll is great. So here's a chance to ask your community what they want. Would you rather buy a $500 totally deep dive 3-month coaching access one-on-one, or would you rather have a quick hit $9.97? Boom. That's awesome. Would you rather have me create content next week based on tutorials, or would you rather have me create some content based on like inspiration? Who knows? And to be able to get that feedback is real cool.
Sure, like this week, if I was a landscaper, would you like me to aerate your lawn, fertilize your lawn, or mow your lawn?
Yeah,
For
sure.
example.
Yeah,
That could work.
yeah, but I don't want to be that guy.
No.
I want to make videos.
Right.
So we should talk a little bit.
I think that may have just done it right there.
Wow, look at that, still like spinning on how to use iMovie. So sad. It's okay, it'll keep spinning. You know, we should talk a little bit, we talked about this, about returning again back to that, like what are you trying to accomplish? And for me, again, it's been trying to grow that subscriber base, which is pretty awesome. In 112 days,
Yep.
I hit 1,000 subscribers. And when I started off, I mean, it was hard. It was hard. I'm uploading videos. And if you're trying to do some fancy editing and the graphics, and you just got Final Cut Pro, and you put this thing together, and you spend 30 hours editing, and then you upload, and they're like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
And you get like 16 views. And you're like, why? So then you start all over the next day and you do it again, but I just kind of kept going through that, and I did start getting results. And for me, it's been about trying to grow that subscriber base. And earlier we talked about the algorithm, and the biggest component to what makes the algorithm decide that it wants to rank. Oh, snap. Just like get out of that. That's like an evil.
Don't go
That's
back.
got some bad juju in it or something.
I think so.
But the algorithm is really looking for authority. And when I wrote my book, Trust Funnel, I don't know if anybody read about the trust matrix, but you got to get with the trust matrix, because today the entire internet is run by people, and it's people that are determining if a video is going to rank or not. And how Google tells, or YouTube, Google, same thing, is ultimately watch time. And as more and more people watch your video, that's the video authority. So it's smart that if you do have a video that's ranking, to create another similar video and then link to that other video, and that way you can move people from one video to the next. You can increase your authority. And when you start looking at all of these things, relevancy, which we talked about earlier, video authority, we haven't even talked about channel authority. That's YouTube session time, which is really amazing, and a whole nother can of worms, clearly for another time. But when you do start looking at all of these, what I call critical elements,
Yeah.
it's not hard. You just have to know. You just have to know what I know.
Well,
and now I'm sharing it with you guys.
Well, I like what you're saying
Justin knows
about keeping people's attention. Keep giving them a stream of content to follow.
Yes.
And instead of putting it all into one video, breaking it up maybe into several videos and inviting them to watch the next one, maybe in the episode or whatever it may be.
Hey, Felicia.
Now, since we're talking about the local scene with Scoop Nemeth, I thought we might just take a quick break in the show to go ahead and roll the local scene.
Let's do it.
Have you ever seen the local scene?
I have. It's cool. There was like the sneaker dude, right?
Yeah,
High
yeah.
five. See, I watched the show.
We got a new guy on the local scene today. His name is Shoe Nice. He is the most popular YouTuber in Colorado.
Why are you looking at my hair so much?
Well, because I think he'd eat your hair if he met you. Let's roll the local scene. Check this out.
Welcome to your favorite part of the Denver YouTube Professionals Meetup group, the local scene. I'm Scoop Nemeth coming at you live from Denver Open Media Cable Access Television. We just launched a brand new low-frequency radio station here in Denver. So if you still listen to FM radio, you're probably so old that your childhood photos don't need any Instagram filters. But hey, if you like locally created content, check out 104.7 on your FM dial. Like everything else here at Denver Open Media, it only gets replayed if you vote it up. So go to denveropenmedia.org and vote for this show. Unlike our political system, there are no King Kong-like superdelegates disrupting the democratic process, okay? Shows with the most votes get played most often. Today on the local scene, we've got a man who's generated over 500,000 subscribers. 500,000 subscribers? Are you kidding me? How did he do it? By eating things people shouldn't eat. Let's go to the videotape.
Dozen eggs with the shells. In under a minute, go.
I'm just a catfish in the water. It's good. Where's...
In honor of Shoe Nice, I'm going to eat some toilet paper. Or maybe not. Thanks for your inspiration, Shoe Nice. You've successfully identified the #1 rule in entrepreneurial success. Do something that other people are unwilling to do or can't do. Next up, the App Store. Every Monday, a new app arrives in your App Store, and I go find the one that kicks ass for making YouTube videos. This month, FX Guru is on the docket, and you probably didn't know it was something you've already carried around in your pocket. Next up, we have the very first fan of the Denver YouTube Professionals, Pizza Pete. He's been supporting this group from the get-go, and he's coming on the show today to share his 4 principles of success in life and in business. Take it away, Pizza Pete.
Hello, YouTubers. My name is Pizza Pete, and I own a little company in Colorado called Infinitus Pie. And I want to talk to you about my 4 principles for a successful life. The first thing that you have to do is you have to do what you love. The second thing is you have to believe in what you're doing, because when you mix the power of love with the power of belief, that gives you a foundation which makes you unstoppable. The third thing that you have to do is you have to persist, because you're going to run into many, many roadblocks during the time that you build your YouTube dream. And the fourth thing you have to do when you succeed is you're going to have to be a humble person, because if you do all these things and you succeed and then you allow it to go to your head, everything you've done is for naught.
Next, we've got another sponsor, Colorado Squeal Rum.
Because you are gonna need at least 2 more stiff drinks before you're gonna make your next YouTube video.
Finally, last but not least, we've got our newest sponsor, Dr. Kevin Christ, the official dentist of the DU hockey team. Dr. Kevin graciously provided us with the tools and instruments we needed for our next bit.
A cornerstone of our group, and it's really the subject of collaboration. That's really the main reason that a lot of people are coming there. Would you have a collaboration video that you could maybe give away to other YouTubers in the audience who would like to make a video with you?
So definitely we can talk about collaboration, super powerful, and it's really funny because literally seconds before we messaged each other on Facebook, I was messaging with Nick Nimmin, who's got a really neat channel, and we're doing our first collab, so we can talk about that. And definitely, I'd love to, seek out other people that are interested in doing collaborations and look at that potential and opportunity.
So you're into collaborations, Brian, just not the type of collaborations that involve mouth guard?
Well, I'm game, but we all have our limits. We all have our line in the sand, and I think it's important to know where that line is.
And yours doesn't at all.
I don't do that.
Threading your cheeks.
I don't do that.
You don't thread the cheeks?
No.
What? Holy cookie puss! And that's what it's all about for this edition of The Local Scene. I'm Scoop Nemeth. See you next Denver, YouTube professionals. Fighting a good fight. We're all on the same team.
That's ridiculous.
We have a lot of fun making The Local Scene a couple weeks ago. We do that in Studio B back here at Denver Open Media, and it's a green screen studio, and as you can tell, we can just do a whole lot of fun stuff with that. So thanks for bearing with us through the lagging internet and maybe some of the mishaps in the sequence of
It's okay,
teaching
dude.
here. But
They
I mean,
totally forgot about that.
yeah, this is public access TV, and it's kind of like our blank canvas to do what we want to do, and this is how we do it. So, Brian, out of all the things that we've talked about today, what's your favorite part of the interactive buttons?
Extending my session time and my view duration. Not the view duration, that's not technically right. Not that I'm really into being technical, but keeping people on YouTube, sending them to my channel, sending them to another video.
What is session time? What is view duration? Because I have heard you say
Well,
this
and I'm
before.
glad you asked, because here we are right now. This moment in time was beautiful. I can remember this about 5 weeks ago. I made a video, and you see, you always hear there's a guy down in the basement, and he lives with his mom. Well, I don't live with my mom, but I do work in the basement. And it's like my lab, and I'm down there, and I'm making all these videos, and everybody tells you how you should do it. Do short videos, do long videos, do it this way, do it that way. Don't be funny, you should be funny, and you're trying to find your groove. And I uploaded this video that we're looking at right now. Super Affiliate Marketing 2016.
Yeah.
Now earlier we were talking about the fact that YouTube really wants to keep people on their website.
Okay.
And anybody have an idea besides Justin why that might be? Because he's really smart? Okay, Justin, why is it, buddy? Why would YouTube want to keep...
You'd have to come up here to tell us, if you don't mind. Thanks.
Come on, break it down, Justin. Do this. 20,000 subscribers. This guy just got 20,000.
Wow.
I mean, that's 20,000.
That's good.
It's 20 times.
Also, Nikki helped. She did most of
Nikki.
it. But they want to keep people on their site because that's how they make money.
That's how they make money.
I mean, it's pretty simple. But yeah,
Because ads.
yeah, ad revenue. So the more
Because
people,
ad revenue.
Yeah.
So the longer people are watching videos, the more ads YouTube can serve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more people watch the ads,
Justin
the
is
more they buy.
to the point versus like rambling guy.
So I've heard you say this before. Maybe you can help me explain it. If you're keeping people on your video for a longer amount of time, that's called a session?
No, so let's keep going. So basically, I was all excited about the video that we're looking at, the number of super affiliate case study. So basically, I had a promotion for my coaching program, and I created a really nice webinar, had tons of information. I uploaded it to YouTube so I could get it on my bonus page, so I could mail my list. And the residual effect of that was that it was on YouTube, and new people in my potential target audience could find it. And it was really long. And one of the things I noticed was this video started ranking for super affiliate marketing and affiliate marketing 2016. And the other thing I noticed was a lot of my other videos started to increase in the rankings. And this was right around when some of my videos started to really pop. And this is where we start talking about average view duration and session time. Because this video was so long, it was 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Yeah.
The average view duration was about 12 to 13 minutes. So in the land of attention deficit theater, where kids are watching poodle videos and bacon videos for 2 minutes, I uploaded something that was 2 hours. And all the other videos typically aren't going to be 2 hours, but mine held people's attention and I was able to rank. Now, what I saw afterwards, and again, just really focused on what's happening with my new channel, it's like a big science experiment, is I looked at the correlation between my growth of the rankings of other videos when that video went live, and what happened was my average view duration, which we're going to talk about, increased from about 2 minutes to almost 4 minutes. So every time someone watched one of my videos, the average view was 4 minutes. That's longer, and I think what happened was because YouTube saw that, they said, okay, we're going to give Brian and the videos he uploads a little bit more love because people are sticking to his channel. We don't want them to go, we want them to watch more videos. So
That's called authority.
That's called authority. When I think of authority, I think of two types, and this is where the view duration and the session time comes into play. Now, if your view duration is a per video basis. However, if you look at your YouTube session time, that's really what happens if you send people from another website to YouTube and they start watching one of your videos. You have instigated a YouTube session.
Got it.
You have started a session. Now, what's cool is I could create a playlist. And I might talk about what I've learned from some amazing creators on YouTube. And I might have one video that's 3 minutes, and then I switch it straight to Casey Neistat.
Right.
Like, dude's awesome, Casey Neistat. So you send them to Casey Neistat. I still get credit for the session because I started the session.
Oh.
Now, what that does is I look at that as my channel authority. So as my channel gains more authority, that helps my individual videos rank better and so on. So it's kind of interesting that, when I published that video that was 2 hours, some of my other videos started doing better. And the last thing I want to say about that, and then I'm all done, is when I launched my channel, I didn't have any views. And the video that was getting the most love was my channel trailer. Because what were people doing? They knew Brian Johnson. They wanted to see what he was doing. They went to the channel. They watched for 30 seconds to a minute. And that created an average view duration that was very low, which is just how it works. However, as I uploaded more and more videos, the view duration extended and grew. And that's one of the things you want to think about. Like, how can you keep people watching longer? So a lot of times, like, don't tell anybody, I can't believe this is streaming. But a lot of times I'll tell people, like, make sure you watch this video till the end because I'm going to share some strategies and tactics. I'm going to give you 3 tips or something's going to happen at the end which you're going to want to watch. And it's true, you can't just bait people. You've got to add value, and if you don't, they're going to be gone. But like tomorrow, I'm uploading a 25-minute video that is very in-depth, very step-by-step, analytics, exactly what to do. And there will be people that will watch it, and because I'm looking at that relevancy, and again, all these things kind of, mad scientists, poof, pixie dust.
Well, I think you said something really important, in that people are just, when they're finding your videos, only watching 30 seconds to a minute. But if you're making an impression with them, then they're more willing to watch a longer video.
And this is where
And so maybe your channel should have a selection of short videos and long videos as a more advanced strategy. Start with your keywords that are going to rank the highest with a short one, and then lead them on to a longer video that might provide more value after you make that initial introduction. Is that right?
Yes. For me, I think if you just hold true to creating content for people, if you have that trust matrix mentality that everything is run by other people, and you focus on creating things that are awesome, then you're going to be fine, because people are going to come back. When you upload a new video, they're going to want to watch. As far as, this is such a typical question, how long should videos be? And it's like, you don't artificially inflate a video to make it longer. Some of my videos are 3 minutes. They're 3-minute videos. I talk about something, I show an app, it's done. If I'm giving a tutorial, and I'm like, I'm breaking it down. Like, get the popcorn, I'm taking you through the last 3 months, and I'm gonna show you step by step, then it's a long form, and people get to decide,
Yeah.
So I really just tailor videos to the people, and I don't try to artificially inflate anything. And the other thing to think about, like, there's a lot of debate. If you are creating a video, and you get someone to the end of your video, you have an opportunity to create that call to action, which is so incredibly important. And we can say, hey, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you comment below. I'd love to get your thoughts. There's a lot of smart people on this channel. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to me, B to the G, make sure to hit that red subscribe button, and we'll do that right now. So if you have a short video, you get more opportunity to pitch your subscribe, or to pitch visit my website. So I just think you make videos to make videos, and that's that.
Right. Knowing your audience is important for making your videos. How do you get to know your audience really well? I mean, you're secluded up there in the mountains of Colorado Springs. How do you get to know your people?
So one of the things that's absolutely critical in any kind of marketing is to have a target avatar, to have a target market, and to really know who those people are. And to spend a great deal of time to ponder who is going to be my ideal client, who are going to be the kind of people that would be interested in working with me. And then you want to really understand who they are. How can you do that? Well, again, we've got a really neat app, or we can access just YouTube analytics, and you can dive in, you can look at demographics, how old people are, where they're coming from. Are they primarily male? Are they primarily female? You can look at literally what states they're viewing your videos in. So right there you can get a lot of information about who your subscribers are. And furthermore, the more you market, the more you're going to learn. You're going to sell products, you're going to speak at events, you're going to see who is excited to chat with you, and so on. And that allows you to communicate in a manner that they understand. You don't want to be foreign. And a lot of times, I'm working with a client now, and it's a lot of real business speak. And that's okay, but it's so watered down, and it's so me too. Like, I've seen so many business sites, and it's like, just blah. Instead of just being human and whatnot, and addressing your audience and sharing that value you can bring, it can be really powerful.
Right. No, I agree. That's really the cornerstone of, I think, the strategy that I teach, and it's to not try to be everything to everyone, but to really carve it down, and maybe even dismiss 95% of the people that don't have anything to do with what you're talking about right away. Hey, if you don't have a lawn, if you're up in a condo, this video is not for you. But I'm going to talk about how to aerate the front yard, and how to pull out those grubs, and to cut it real close, because that's what it's all about here. There's different strategies to growing your channel or to directing traffic to your website. And you've brought up a lot of good points today. I wonder if anybody else in the audience has any questions for Brian or I to address while we still got 10 more minutes of the show left to conduct. No? No one? No one here? Oh,
Jason.
there you go.
For all the people that are shy on camera, like Anthony and especially Brian, they just get paranoid. They see a camera, they go like that. How do you help them overcome that camera shyness?
Question. I know.
Go ahead.
I remember the first time I saw myself on camera, and it was like an out-of-body experience. You know, I just didn't even want to look at it because I'd never seen myself from that perspective, and I didn't like how I sounded. I said, I mean, that was prepubescent too, so I probably had a
You're
higher
very
human
manly.
voice.
You've got a very manly voice today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you're
um,
incredibly good looking.
Well, I put on a tie, and that's what made all the difference today.
The tie doesn't match, but you know.
And so how do they get better or more comfortable with themselves in front of the camera? And I'm sure Brian would support the statement that the more you let video teach you, the better you'll get. My mentor says to watch your own video 7 times. And after tonight's show, I'll probably go home and maybe have a glass of wine and watch it a couple times and make mental notes. I mean, I won't even need to have somebody tell me what I did wrong. Just by looking at the video, I'll subconsciously make a change that I'll continue and roll out the next time I make a video. It won't be the same way. It'll be better. What's your advice?
Well, I love
Brian
what Jason asked, and I love the way you asked it again. And just do me a favor, just ask it again, and just like how you mentioned me. Just say it again. I want to hear it. No, just stick with me. It's not like that, but just go ahead.
And Brian, because you're so shy,
So
how do you get over that?
So do you feel like I would be never nervous on camera?
No, everybody gets nervous on camera.
Everybody gets nervous on camera. And for me, one of the things that's really been interesting, Jason, is that I've created thousands of videos since 2007. And in the beginning, they were just kind of awkward, and they were kind of lame. And I just kind of sat there, and it was like, hi, my name is Brian Johnson. Welcome to my website, my affiliate programs. I share the methods and strategies. It's like, click to the next channel. But I just kept doing it. And after a bit of time, I got comfortable. And here's what I've really learned because I've gone through this experience. And that is, you never get past it depending on your surroundings and depending on where you're at in your life and what you're trying to accomplish. And for me, when I launched my new channel, I got new software. I'd already had a new Mac that I was learning. So I'm learning a Mac. I'm learning Final Cut Pro, which is intimidating. Then I buy the white backdrop, which you fill up your whole room. Then you order 1,000 lights. So you put all these lights around. Then you buy a $2,000 DSLR camera. And then you have to buy a microphone because the onboard sound is terrible. So then you got the fuzzy thing on the top. And you've got all this. And just because that's not enough, you decide to announce to the public that you're going to write a book and you're going to get 25,000 subscribers in a year because only a lunatic would do that.
That's his goal. 25,000 subscribers in 4 more months? 5?
A year.
A year. So
March.
that would be March.
March of next year.
It's coming around.
So I got that going, and
No pressure.
I got in front of that white screen, and it was like, I didn't really even notice that I was nervous because I've made so many videos, but after a period of time, I'm like, I've been nervous, and I just have to walk through this, and I have to be willing to do it, and I have to find kind of that new voice that I'm striving for, and that's the beauty of being a creator, is that you just get to go into the great unknown and be willing to put yourself out there, and not everyone's going to like it, but that's okay, because if you're true to yourself, you'll like it, And there's a really good chance that as you get better, other people will like it too. So that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, great. I think that technology is advancing every day that allows us to make video faster and easier.
Faster and easier, for sure.
And I've really, I think, taken to the phone as my main video creator. There are now new apps that you can get on your phone that automatically edit the videos or the sound bites maybe that you cut. So people communicate in 6-second increments or sentences. And if you capture these collection of 6-second videos and maybe still shots from around the event or the location that you're communicating in, then these smartphone apps will take into account facial recognition, voice recognition, motion detection, geolocation, and they will automatically cut together a video that is just beautifully designed with transitions and animations and filters, and will make your ability to communicate so much better. So, that's what I really enjoy doing, because I feel like that old corporate persona of mine has changed. Nobody is selling door to door anymore. Nobody is cold calling over the phone anymore. People are going to the internet because they're already conditioned to solve their daily problems with the Google search engine. I think Forbes.com did a report that said 89% of all people today use the Google search engine to solve their daily problems. And so if you're not getting found on that resource, then you may not even just exist to the people that need you the most. And so video is the experience people are looking for. I mean, Google knows what people are watching. They know who's getting the authority, and they're giving those creators a higher position in the Google search engine. So, I mean, if we ourselves as businesses, as entrepreneurs, are dedicated to succeeding, we really need to embrace this video avenue, this video tool, as one of the main tools of our business. And I think you're an excellent example, Brian, of how to create that success by just pushing forward, by stepping into the uncomfortable feelings of making those videos and maybe not connecting with everyone that you make the video for, but being okay with it and moving right along.
Yeah, it's true. And as I was going through this process, I had so much feedback, and oftentimes it's not solicited.
It's not good.
Actually, I've got my own ideas, but you're welcome to yours too. And they share them and they share them again. But when you're honest with who you are and you just move forward and you're willing to do that to get where you want to be, it's really super rewarding. And the thing that I found is I get to be the guy I wanted to be. I get to create what I want to create, and I create it for me first. It's like I don't see other stuff online in the marketing space that's like what I do. And it's kind of manic and it's kind of goofy, but then all of a sudden, I'm going to share something that's, wait a minute, that made a lot of sense, and that is really fun. And the other thing I want to share about that is that if somebody pays you attention, that is a big deal. I mean, we live in a society where we are so connected to our phones, where we're so online every day, and there's so much distraction. And if you are able to capture someone's attention for a moment and they pay you that attention, then you want to do what you can to hold on to it. And to be able to teach and share is great. And at the same time, to be able to move forward and entertain someone, to brighten their day, to add a smile, to add some personality or flavor is powerful, because we have choices today. People have choices. Do they want to learn WordPress from this guy? Do they want to learn how to lose weight from these two young girls or a guy that's 50 years old? So embrace who you are. Embrace the quirkiness. Embrace the fact that you're serious. If you are totally analytical, then rock that protractor. and do you, because everybody else is taken. So
there's 7 trillion. How many trillion people are there in the world?
I don't do math.
There's a lot. 7.3 trillion people. Oh, billion. Got it. Thanks.
You don't do math either.
I'm not a big math guy.
Next.
But enough people out there that there's plenty for the business that we provide.
There is. And if you beat your drum and you decide to really embody your goals by staking your claim, I tell you it's powerful and people want to be around that. I'm doing great in my business, and you don't see me pitching a lot, but people, they call me up, and that's pretty neat, to have people come to you and say, I want to work with you. It's
totally flipping the old sales model on its head of being proactive and pushing out this information, as opposed to now publishing the information, allowing people to find it, and inviting them to engage with you on different levels, including calling you up or sending you an instant message
Absolutely.
to ask you questions, being available to answer those questions.
It's really the marketing versus advertising. Advertising push in your face versus really identifying that target market that we talked about. Who are your people? Who are the people that are going to spend money with you? How can you add value to someone's life in a way that others can't? And then make sure to create in a manner that really those people are going to find you. And YouTube is just, it's funny, I've been a video guy for many years, and I don't know why I didn't really dive in deeper. I think oftentimes that, and this was kind of in the early days of my book that I'm writing, I kind of came up with this subtitle of create a channel experience versus uploading a video. And I think a lot of people have this mentality that I upload the video and I put it here and it's on YouTube, and that's not really the game. I mean, if you really want to do YouTube, you want to do the calls to action. You want to speak to your audience. And I'm just going to throw this out there. I see a lot of people that this whole repurpose thing, and they're dumping their videos from Snapchat, and you know what? It ain't working. No, I mean, are they getting views? That was awkward, but
No.
there you go.
No, you're right. I think Snapchat probably belongs on Snapchat.
It's so many gray bars. It's so unpretty. I mean, can't we just fill up the whole frame?
Yeah. Right. What other apps or video venues do you like to use other than YouTube? I know you use Facebook quite a bit.
Oh, so you said apps. So platforms?
Platforms.
So for me, I started old school SEO. So I was able to walk away from my job as a professional chef in 2003. And I focused on SEO. So that made it easier for me to dive deep into YouTube. I also really dig Facebook, and I think that's kind of where the party's at. It's the biggest social site online. It's the biggest website online. And it's a chance to share a lot of different kind of content, And I think that is, again, a great way to create content that resonates with people and draws people in, instead of like sell, but instead to create content that is what I had for dinner, or I'm on vacation, or I'm having a tough day, but just being honest and open, and then publishing the business stuff too, and sharing a bunch of different things is powerful, and Facebook has been a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, I've loved to see the competition between the two, Facebook and YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Oh, as far as video goes, I think that's just a whole nother can of worms. Is that where you were going? Mm-hmm. So, and this is where you get like short videos, and that's old news. And if you're playing by that game, you're giving yourself a deficit. So if you really want to focus on YouTube, if you see it as an avenue, then I think you want to really create a strategy. And this is one of the things that I was thinking about earlier that we haven't covered, and strategy is not the right word. I wanted to say system. This is absolutely critical. Nobody that I know of succeeds until they develop a system. And one of the hang-ups that we have is we have all these technical challenges. So right off the bat, you got the technical difficulties of creating video. And then you don't have a system, because you possibly can't have a system until you've made videos. But if you keep at it, if you decide to make things simple, and this is one of the things I share often, is like, If you're brand new, don't try to rock Casey Neistat. Don't get the $2,000 camera and the frickin' skateboard that's powered and and the 27 different shots and the editing. Don't try to do that. How are you going to do that?
Right.
He's done that for years. Get a tripod, get your phone, stick it on the, stop doing these. It's a freaking tripod. It's like $30. It holds your phone like that.
Right.
You can relax.
I see there's...
And you can focus on the camera, and then you can deliver your message. And then when you do that 30 times, you're going to have a bit of a system to overcome the technical difficulties that were there that once stopped you. And then as you move to the next level, you can say, okay, I've got that down, and now I'm going to focus on YouTube, and I'm going to start paying attention to those analytics, and you can create a system to rank videos, to create playlists, and to grow a channel. And now it's like off to the races every day, 20, 30 subscribers.
Yeah. I see that there's 4 fears to overcome when getting on video. The fear of equipment, the fear of technology, the fear of cost, and the fear of judgment. And we've talked about all those today. And that's why personally I focus on the smartphone, because there is no cost here. You've already got it.
You've already got it.
The technology is pretty easy. You're pretty comfortable with the format already. The technology, the equipment, the cost, taken care of. The last thing you got to get over is the judgment.
Yeah, and that's just, sometimes we get over it, sometimes we don't. I mean, I want to be liked. I think we all want to be liked, most of us, but that's not always going to be the case. And sometimes we just have to be willing to move forward, and we're not going to be liked, and that's okay. And
I think that some of the most popular, successful people in the world are polarizing, right? They are controversial. Think about the Howard Sterns of the world, right?
Absolutely, there's no question about it. I mean, the thing that we gravitate towards is something that's unique and different. That's why Baskin Robbins sells 31 freaking flavors. You know what I mean? It's like anyone can go get vanilla, but if you want to go to the ice cream shop, it's fun to have all these different flavors. And look at Prince. I mean, crazy. Like, who did that? I mean, especially before Prince did that. He wore freaking women's clothes, danced around, dudes thought he was badass, women loved him. And it's like, he did that to be different, and it worked. And then there's David freaking Bowie. I mean, he was from another planet. I mean, so, rock your freak flag, because...
Right. So here at the Denver YouTube Professionals...
I'm just saying.
We come to do 3 things.
You guys see the Tom Cruise? No?
Little bit.
Sorry, no? Little bit?
Okay. Teeny tiny.
With some Jim Carrey mixed in?
There it is.
Okay.
Now I got it. So we're just about out of time, Brian, but I wanted to get some creative juice out of you.
I feel like I might be running out.
We could share with our audience. We come here to do 3 things: share good information,
okay,
get together, and practice.
Practice.
So at the end of every show, we do a little practice with one another. So today I thought we could partner up to get 2 people together, so that one person could hold the camera for the other person, and then vice versa.
You don't have tripods around this joint?
Well, I don't know if everyone came equipped with that, and we like to get it all done at once.
What kind of place is this?
There'll be a big line, and people will avoid or escape doing the practice
piece. It's okay. I'm going to like you anyway. You're
jumping on board.
It's all good. Yeah.
What short 1-minute video do you think our audience could practice with?
So a great video to create that short is to really talk about your mission. Why do you do what you do?
Right.
So for me, I help entrepreneurs to stake their claim, to amplify their message, and to inspire action, and to come up with why do you do what you do? And that's actually a little deeper, but when you start asking that question and you answer it, you can use that in your marketing, and it makes it easier for people to kind of get to know. So that's a great one. Let's talk about another one that might even be easier. Like, how did you spend your 4th of July?
There we go.
Is that easier?
I think that's pretty darn easy.
Let's give one more tip for 30 seconds. So every video should have a beginning, an intro.
Okay.
Should have the middle, the meat part, and then at the end you want to have the call to action. So
Right.
like, hey, you know, I had the craziest time. You're not going to believe what happened on the 4th of July. Stay tuned.
Wait, hold on. I'll do this for you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. And
Make sure to hold it up. So
Okay.
make sure the frame is.
okay, so this is a demo for them.
Okay.
Right? And we're rolling in 3.
Holy smokes! You're not going to believe what happened on the 4th of July. Stick around, we're going to talk about it. Okay, so right now I roll my 5-second intro, which don't get an intro until like you know how to use an intro. I hate it when they roll first. But you always hook the viewer first. Don't put your frickin' intro in the beginning because they don't want to see your intro. They want to see you. They want you to solve the problem that they have. So if someone's searching for iMovie app and they see my intro, and 16-year-old kids on the internet with their intros going like this, they drive me freaking nuts. See, instead, what you say is let's say it's the iMovie app thing. So you say, hey, it's Brian. Holy smokes, iMovie's powerful. Stick around. I'm dropping the lowdown. Then the intro, then you do the video, you share the meat, you show how to do it, and then you get to the end, that's the third part, that's the call to action. Now, by the way, if you like this video, holy smokes, did you see the iMovie effects video that I have? Actually, I have 2. You should check them out. I've linked them in the YouTube card. And by the way, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to me, Brian G, here on the TV. Poof, pixie dust.
Boom! 1 minute, 18 seconds. Good job.
High five.
High five. Okay.
Okay, is that a wrap?
That's a wrap. Everybody pull out your phones and get to practicing. Brian's on me next.
All right, cool.
Want to use my phone?
Are we still on the show, though?
Well, they kind of do the outro as we practice.
Okay, I feel like the show's over. I totally don't. How do I, what button do I give you a hug?